Hello, hello, and welcome back to Citizen Sleeper. We are, yes, at the end of the game. We completed most of the drives, and yeah, now we'll complete the Yatagan one, I think. It looks like that. We killed their boss, which was transmitting personal data to the SNARP Megacorp. And yeah, and by the way, I checked because every time you enter into the game in the menu, you see the amount of cycles you're on, and this is cycle 80, so probably we will not reach 100. I don't know. Probably. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, let's go. Even before you enter the office, you can hear the sound of Rabia working the heavy bag. She's hammering it, the chain creaking as it shakes with each hit. She's being like this since Sabine doesn't finish a sentence. They're sitting on a stool, looking at the terminal in the corner, searching through the SNR data you pulled all those cycles ago. How have you been? I'm well, Sleeper, happy to no longer be hunted. They smile. Yatagan has plenty to deal with, and without Yannick, I'm free. They glance nervously at Rabia. Rabia stops punching, and in the silence, you can hear her breathing hard. Sabine looks over at her, and you sense something between them. You realize you haven't seen them together since they tried to kill each other in the same unit. A lot has changed since then. They locked him up like a puppet. Rabia hits the bag. Rigged that thing in his head so they could control him. Pushed the old Yannick out. I don't know why he let them in. Rabia throws a few more punches. But it's a lesson. Don't let them in. Another flurry. Yatagan shouldn't deal with corporations. And we never will again. She spits. She comes away from the bag. At least Yannick's death has been treated as natural. There's a chance we come back from this. That Yatagan can hold on. Or there are opportunists trying to take control. Sabine turns to him. Yes, but now the connection has been broken. I've been looking at removing the trackers from the implants in Yatagan's enforcers. It's a significant job, but I think, with time, I can do the surgeries. Eva walks away from the back towards the far side of the unit. The surgeries will never happen if Yatagan collapses. He shouts back at Sabine. Clearly this is a well-worn argument in this unit. What now for you? Sabine looks over at Rabia. I want to help fix this mess if I can. There's the implants, and I want to return to my surgery. The low end needs doctors. What I understand now is that Yatagan can be something if we want it to be. Coming here from SNARP, from the core worlds, all I saw was a gang, and with Yannick keeping me on a tight leash, they shudder. Rabia believes, and I want that belief. They're unsure. I also want to be done with SNARP. I doubt they are done with me. They glance away, rubbing their shoulders. Are you on Rabia about what? What? Sabine figures with a look. Yes, Sleeper, isn't it obvious? They smile. I've been wanting to say, Sabine begins nervously. I'm sorry I didn't tell you where I came from. I know I apologized before, but I want to again. They pause. Properly. When I leaked the data on the Sleeper program, it was to try to help people like you. They grit their teeth. But after all the cycles here, being pushed down, pushed around, trying to survive, I let it away from me. So when you turn up, they say, it shook me up. They run a hand through their hair. They run a hand through their hair, so. But they ended up here, so. They look at Rabia. Oh, of course. They reach in the pocket and take out a handful of files. These are the last of the case. You can have them. Drop them into your hands. After these last few, I don't know what we can do with the SNR connection broken. They look down. I know there are other ways, repairs, other pharmaceuticals. I even heard there are some labs out in the Greenway. Perhaps they can help. They meet your eye. I'm sorry I can't do more. Thank you for everything. They look away, their eyes bright with tears. Rabia crosses back to you both and sits beside Sabine. They look at each other, and you can't help but smile at the idea of them together. Yet. That's nice. What are you two plotting? Rabia grins. Sabine laughs, and the sound is a welcome one. You watch the two of them teasing each other and smile. Later, when you leave, you take the handful of vials out of your pocket and look at them. You can still feel the core of anger deep down inside, and you don't know if it will ever leave. But as an art doesn't own you anymore, they can't, because this place, these people own you. They are what makes you get up every cycle. They are what keeps you breathing. Sorry. You put the vials away and walk through the low end. You sense this tune to every sight, every smell and every sound, soaking it all in, living. Okay. Okay. These were the 3 vials. We have 3 upgrade points now. And I think I will upgrade what makes most sense. Okay. Very good. So I guess we can use the vials each time we go under 1 dice, because it's important to have enough of them. Okay, since the ship with the scrap parts is here, I think I will buy 3. You never know. Okay. And then okay, no, I don't need to eat. I can, give money to the stream and sleep. Okay, very good. Then, yeah, only the bonus missions on bonus drives are now open. I'm gonna buy food here. Okay. Now we can go back here and do our stuff. This will take still 2 more cycles, that's okay. Yeah, I guess we can now sleep here. I don't think I want to give food to the cat anymore. It doesn't do much. Okay, we can continue with our stuff. What is this? This is the progress for the flux thing. I can complete this thing. Yeah. I think I will. Okay. Now we're talking with Sol. Sol finds you deep in the layers of the pilgrim seat, working on a patch of life support vent. You hear him coming, his suit hissing as he does. I had to ask you to find you. Ask around to find you. He smiles. Seems you know the place better than me these days. I doubt it. Sol nods. I was on the work crew that built this thing, so maybe you're right. He winks. Sol holds out a hand. Stand up, let me see you. He pulls you to your feet. I don't believe we ever had a sleeper on Ember's heart. Sol looks you up and down. You sure do make me wish we could have done with a few workers as good as you. Thank you. Sol nods. You're welcome. Seems like I owe you some answers, seeing as you were working hard on the pilgrim seat these past cycles. He leans against the crate, his suit creaking. What do you want to know about? These are interesting choices. I guess the flux will discover. I want to know about the moon. About himself. Let's do about the moon. Sure, he smiles. I spent my whole life on that rock, so I have plenty to tell. I will save my life story for another time, he winks. But the short of it is that Heart is the first of Ember's moons, the biggest and the most populated, which is down to the successful terraforming systems Sebel set up back when Solheim owned the system. Oh, it was terraformed. Okay. That's right. Ember Step was the first try, but that failed. Art was when they perfected their system. However, Sol holds up a hand. Despite what people might say, Hart was never fully stable. Sol shakes his head. Sebel liked to talk it up, but after they pulled out and Solheim left, our people discovered that they have to keep the system running themselves, or the place would soon end up as dry as steppe. Hart was good as long as the evaporators kept running, kept filling our skies with clouds. Even after the collapse, our people kept those things going, turning that subsurface ocean into a periwinkle blue sky. Sol smiles. Flux ended that though, and when they failed, the rain failed, and the harvest with it. Sol pauses. Okay, this good to know. And soon you have a city without a way to feed itself. Sol shudders. That's when we, some of us, made a decision to set out on this place. He gestures at the pilgrim seed and look for another future. So shifts on the crate. Anything else you want to ask? There was something. Or not. You? First glance at you. You want to know about me? I'm not sure that was part of the deal I was thinking of, Sleeper. Unless you're asking about this. Perhaps on the metal of his suit. In case you haven't guessed, this is the only thing keeping me vertical. Just a shoulder piece. Yeah, okay, so he can't move without it. So he's disabled. Is he also blind? I mean, on the picture he has very blue eyes. Sometimes it indicates blindness, but probably not. It's just a shoulder piece. It's a lifter suit, made for work in the fields. We had to modify it so I could walk around after the accident. And that's all I'm saying, Sleeper, because to be honest with you, I don't owe you more than that. You want to know about the flux, about Ember's heart? Go ahead. But don't pry into my life, and I won't pry into yours. Okay. Okay. So let's the silent sit, staring hard at the floor. The suit seems to loom over him, looking more like a burden than a support. With the bars around his head, he suddenly started to think of it as a cage. Look, I don't mean to be rude. Let's leave it there. There's too many eyes on me on this ship as it is. I'd rather just slip into the background. Thank you very much. So ships on the crate. Anything else you wanted to ask? No. Okay. You sure? Yeah. Thor stands flexing against the suit. He takes his cane in his hand. Give it up, Sleeper. He smiles as he leaves. You're making me think. I need to start making new plans for this place. With that, Sol leaves, and you wonder what it means. As he creaks away down the corridor, you can't help but feel there's more to him than it seems. Okay, so I was right. We have to complete each ship on its own, which, I mean, should not be that difficult. This should be completed now too. Yep. There you go. Aki. As you have been contributing, Aki stands next to you at the dust house window. I was unsure what to expect when we joined the flotilla on this voyage to the Eye, but after the journey across the system, then the quarantine, and the flux reaching all the way out here too, Aki stops herself. Thank you. She bows a little. The other ships have only been interested in sending us supplies once we grow all we need. She gestures at the dust house. What the dust house is neat. That is the problem that concerns us. She smiles and turns to you. Shall we go inside? Into the dust house? Where else? She taps away at the panel by the window. Seems only fair that after you help with the support systems, you get to see what is that you are maintaining. Aki leads you to an opening beside the window. You pass through a dark changing room. You notice Aki sliding on an oxygen mask and visor. I mean, a dust house is not the right place to grow any stuff. She looks at the swirling dust inside. Inside it's just like Ember's step. Thin atmosphere, constant dust storms. Nothing will bother you. She passes you a mask. The dust isn't exactly pleasant to inhale, however, so take this. Hold it to your face. She leads you through a short decontamination tunnel with its fizzling panels of purifying light, and then through into the dust house. Immediately the wind and the heat hits you. You feel the rough waves of dust scattering across your face and peel through the ember murk. Your feet slide on shifting piles of sand. Welcome to Step. One emulation of it, at least. Aki's voice sounds distant, echoey. The terraforming process only managed to provide a limited atmosphere around the moon, one which is slowly escaping. It's been like that since I was born, so I got used to the idea. You catch her bright eyes through the ember dust. So did everything else that lives there. You feel something hard beneath your feet, beneath the sand, like a coil of rope. What is that? This is step silk. It's one of the plants we established on Step. She kicks away some of red sand. Like any bast fiber, it can be retted and woven into clothes. I'm wearing some made from it myself. Oh. That makes sense. It's one of many species adapted to Step since the Solheim collapse, which is why it must be preserved. She stares out into the swirling dust. It's as much a refugee as we are. The dust houses hold hundreds of other species. You look at the pale, unassuming root, threaded thickly through the sand. Aki watches you silently. Enough. It'll be easier to speak outside. Aki leads you back out through the decontamination tunnel, which blasts the dust from both of you with a burst of metallic tasting air, and into a changing room. Aki hangs both the masks, patiently waiting your questions. What happened on Step? Aki pauses, pulling the shawl around her. She looks small and pale inside its layers. Step was already a doomed world, she sniffs. When Solheim gave the terraforming contract to Sabel, they believed they could build an atmosphere, but the moon's erratic orbit made it impossible to maintain. Okay. By the time the Solheim collapsed, the atmosphere was already fading, and Sabel's attention was on Ember's heart. After the collapse, Sabel fell too, with researchers scattered across the moons and any center organization lost. Since then, my parents' generation worked tirelessly to survive, to adapt what we had to the falling moon. The steppe silk, now the adopted species, are the life's work of the steppe's colonies. So when the flux started to collapse our computer systems, corrode and destroy our support, our water supply and agriculture, we had to leave. Aki sits heavily on a nearby bench. Soon the only traces of Steppe will be on this ship. He begins to cry quietly. You're unsure what to do. I guess sit beside her. You sit on the bench beside her and as she sobs. You understand why this ship, why the refugees from Steppe are so different. Their world was already dying when the flux arrived. Ember Steppe is a terraformed moon, a partial atmosphere, established colonies, agriculture, and yet when the flux event started, its people have to leave. Think of the eye, and the delicate web of decaying systems it rests upon. What hope does a ruined station have against a wave that corrupts, corrodes, and collapses? Aki interrupts your thoughts, rubbing her eyes. Not everyone left. There wasn't room to take all the people and fill the dust houses. My parents, their friends, and many others stayed. She sniffs. You carried a step for them. Perhaps there is hope. We learned not to talk of hope on a dying world. There's meaning for them, and any future they can build with the time they have. She stands up. I want you to understand the importance of these dust houses, of what they contain. She leads you back out into the corridor. If the flux events continue to reach out to the eye, we need to build protections to ensure their safety. Aki meets her eye. What about the people? Aki looks away. We aren't idiots, Sleeper. We choose to carry this burden, we will survive. These dust houses are already decaying. I have seen it. There's in the dust. We thought that they... We thought that they would last longer. What the last flux event? Help us. Aki looks at you. Please. Yeah, sure. Sure. When you're ready, we'll begin the preparation for reinforcing the dust houses. We need to be ready for the next flux event. Aki's eyes shine with the last of her tears. She takes a breath. I will see you soon. Aki drifts away down the corridor, leaving you alone once more at the viewing window, watching the rugged, delicate traces of the moon known as Ember Steppe. Ah, okay. Okay, I guess we completed Ember's Heart. But we have to complete this too, so I guess we can do it. Let's throw. Let's try this here. Okay, let's do. Okay, very good. Okay, very interesting that we got some great world building of terraformed or para-terraformed moon systems. That's really nice. Okay, then I guess I can sleep here. For the moment, I will use my scrap pieces. Even if they could be useful for other means, but I mean, in the moment there is no evidence for that, so yeah. Okay, then I guess let's sleep. And I think we will do the same again. Yeah, okay, let's. These dice are alright. Okay, I guess, yeah, let's continue to do this thing. It should be done right now. Yonaki stand side by side at the viewing window in silence. The dust swirls and you glimpse the twisted root systems of the steppe silk through the ochre haze. After all these cycles, you feel a strange connection to a world on which you have never set foot. That's nice. It shifts from foot to foot. She seems restless, eager to speak with, but unsure of what to say. We did it. Aki smiles at you warmly. We did. She pauses and turns back to the window. What is the value of all this? She asks suddenly. Of preserving a world we have left behind. History? Aki is silent for a moment. What history is that? It's a dead thing. These plants, these ecosystems, they still live. They're no more history than you or I. She pauses. As long as we keep living, we are more than just history. Aki paces away, lost in thought. I'm grateful to you for helping protect the dust houses, for ensuring their slide into decay is delayed, even averted. But now I find myself at an impasse. The stability of the dust houses changes things. It makes me aware of how blinkered we have been. Aki stops to look at you. Her posture somewhat different. If the ecosystems of the steppe of its people can't grow to meet the future, why preserve it? She frowns. Are just slaves to the preservation of what comes before? I mean, you can change. He comes close, holds your hands in hers. We must change. We must change to live. She smiles. I've seen that in you. The steppe, these people, this ship, should serve more than heritage, than history. They should serve in the future. He takes a breath. There are those in the flotilla that need clothes, that need food, and can benefit from the gifts of the steppe's ecosystem. I want you to invite them. Can you do that for me? Yeah, sure. You know that Soul sent you, she smiles. You can tell him. Aki, captain of the wind's long shadow, he wants all the people of the flotilla to come. Captain? She smiles. You never asked. Aki steps away. You want to know about the flux now? About its purpose, its origins? She smiles. You should protect your home as we could not. I'm afraid I don't have much to tell you. It is an exotic wave of sorts, an energy that passes through matter. It shifts the very charged particles which run through our electrical systems. It is possible to shield against it, as you would radiation, as you have done with the dust houses, but only while it is weak. The flux event here was much like the first one we felt on Ember's steppe, localized, destructive, but bearable. But in time its strength grew. I don't know if it will be the same here, but she pauses. It's coming from the center of the system. in the close orbit of Helion star H1. This is all we could uncover. We silent for a moment, unsure of what to add. Okay, so is this maybe some base, some habitat where they are doing some experiments and they're creating these energy shock waves, maybe? I don't know. I'm sorry I can't offer more, but you're always welcome on this ship, she smiles. I hope I will see you when the others come. Squeezes both your hands. I hope this ship, these dust houses, can be more than a museum. I hope they can be a home. With this, she turns and leaves, and you feel that word home resonating with you like a struck bell. Alright, very good. Then we did 2 of 3 ships. Next we have the heart. Not the heart, the song. We have to unload supplies. Okay, guess. Let's do that. Let's throw everything here. Okay. I guess I can upgrade endurance. Ah, no, I have it not maximized. Okay, I guess we'll use the 2 we have to do some hacking job. When next cycle we can go and see this. Yeah, let's do a hacking job. Oh. Oh, there are flux nodes. I didn't. Oh. I didn't realize. Maybe this is also something we can do. I completely forgot that was a thing. Okay. I mean, let's do that right now. Ah, wait, I have to eat. Yep. I guess since we are here, we can give food to the cat. Yeah. And end the cycle. Oh, these are rough dice. Are you kidding me? But yeah. Okay. 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 Very good. Another flux node. I need to waste my 6 again. Right. Okay. Question is, are there other flux nodes? I mean, I could not extract them with with the shit dice I have now. I mean, everything is covered. I mean, except here. Okay. Wow, this is dangerous if I... Oh. No, this is too dangerous. I don't want a negative result. But I guess now we have this, yeah. Ah, again, Rico. You got something in their hands when you enter the lab. It looks like a knotted twist of woody stems, a ring about the circumference of a human head, consisting of a single stalk on one side and a branched woven network on the other. As you approach, she holds it up, and in the lights of the lab, it looks like a crown. Rico finishes your thought, smiles and shakes her head in disbelief. Is that what grew? It is. He came to the plant this morning, and this. I came to the plant this morning, and this loop was all that was there. She points to a lump on the edge of the ring. The seed grew right back into itself, twisted up out of the soil. That being you encountered, in the cloud, as you call it, was it wearing one of these? Uh, she eyes you suspiciously, still unsure if she is somehow embroiled in an overlong prank. No. She says, I suppose that would be too easy. She smiles to herself. A root crown. She places the object on the bench and shuffles to her analysis terminal, her face lit by its amber light in the dim corner of the lab. Well, it isn't exactly a plant anyway, not from what I can tell. Gives you a serious look. No leaves, no chloroplasts, just a series of filaments encased in cellulose walls. In cellulose walls. How did it grow? It seemed the seed contained everything it needed, a self-containing entity, nothing less. Beckons you over. Well, what isn't the good part? But that isn't the good part. Look at this. You see a cross-section scan of the crown, the layers of plant-like structure on full view until you reach the center. There, instead of xylem and phloem for transporting nutrients, something branched and woven glints. Metal? In part, yes. They seem to contain metal, perhaps absorbed from the station itself. She leans closer to the screen. Why do you see those branches? They remind me of dendrites, or neurons. Rubs her eyes, which is frankly ridiculous. You look back at the crown on the table as Rico fuzzes over the scans, and you suddenly realize what it reminds you of. You remember signing the forms, you walk to the sleeper tanks, the cold metal floor, then you remember the crown they fitted you with, the branching structure of wires and pads. No, not a crown, they called it an interface. Oh, an interface. So we can interface with the entity. The tool of your emulation, your transference from neurons to electrons, an interface. That is your gift from Gardener. You turn back to Rico. It's an interface. Rico looks at you puzzled. Something clicks in her mind. Perhaps something she heard from the sleeper she had helped all those cycles ago. She started talking, partly to you, partly to herself. If the club hats were made for you, and this too would be made for you, for your frame. She hovers over quickly to the interface. A word that has stuck to the strange branched object quickly in your mind. You are right. That entity, it's the entity I have been looking for. Hovers quickly to the crown. They are the entity which is contouring the Greenway, which has been maintaining it, supporting it, and has been guiding it for all these decades. Stops to catch her breath. I want to talk with you. Ego leads you to a seat. I'll be here, Sleeper, if something happens. If you wish me to remove the crown, the interface, just squeeze. She grips your hand tightly. You meet her eyes, clouded with age, but bright with the thrill of new discoveries. In the place, she places the interface on your head, and everything blinks out. Oh shit. There we go. That's that's, by the way, so fascinating. Back into the river, back into the dark flow, but something is different now. You're no longer pushed, no longer blocked and buffered by the storm. Instead, it flows around you. You move, and it parts, letting you pass. Something else resists, but gives easily enough. You look back and see your body. You have left it behind. Somewhere, Rico's voice is talking to you, asking you questions. Is excited, eager, desperate to know what lies on the other side, what the entity has to say to you. You realize how long she has waited for this moment, for the moment of meeting between the inhabitants of the Greenway and its protector, and yet she is still on the other side. Ah, there it is. You shake off the sadness. You will be here, her eyes, and you see the figure, Gardener, out in the storm, planting. It takes less than a moment to reach them. You've never felt so free. This old navigator must have felt released from their prison. This, you think, is what it feels like to be in the place you were built to inhabit. Gardener does not turn at your approach. They go on planting, but their voice whispers in the waters like a sharply rising current. You grow the gift. Their speech hisses around you. Good, I'm glad. I wanted to meet you. And we are the same, both eager shoots seeking one another. How does it feel to be free of your seed? They stop to plant again. My seed? To this which you were contained, from which you will grow. There was some disagreement, continues Gardner, a few were picking up a long-held conversation with the others. They felt to be a danger, but they are always cautious, especially the fungi. They like old known knowns, wide and stable networks. Fungi were cautious? Mostly yes, although there are many among their number who favor short-grown cycles, thick nutrient veins, and sudden shifts. Gestures out into the storm until you cannot see them, you feel presences all around, sensing this audience with great interest. After all, they understood that it was I who made them their crowns, and without them they would not have joined the chorus. So, they see that it is only fair that you get your chance to join too. Join? Yes, become part of this. Gardner stoops again. Okay. We are millions, and we grow. I hope you understand. I'm amused to speaking to your kind. It has been many cycles since my last conversation. I think it was with Chief Executive Trellick himself. You look around, and you see it. Every growing thing, every non-human being in the Greenway is here. They are networked, connected, branched and linked by the strange being, this artifact of the old station. The impossible dream of a senile farm administrator AI, a living network. You could dissolve here, you realize, free of that decaying body. You wouldn't need to be a person. Why would you, among all these other minds? Turn away from Garden for a moment and look back at your body. A tiny airline thread connects it to you. You hear Rico's voice again, still asking, still checking in. Are you okay, Sleeper? What are they saying, Sleeper? Ah, that's her. Are still there, Sleeper? Something inside. Something new says alongside. A sigh that speaks of an exhaustion beyond tiredness, an exhaustion rooted deep inside you. It stems from the effort of answering questions, of answering problems, of getting up and breathing each cycle. But something else resists the sigh. A yearning, a sense of distance, a desire to squeeze that hand that holds you for its warmth, its blood, its complexity, to make a gesture that says, I'm still here, I'm still alive, I'm with you. Little ideas spin within you, making you nauseous. If you break the thread, you will be free, free to dissolve here, to grow strange and beautiful among a million others. If you follow it, if you squeeze Rico's hand, and you will wake up, back in that dying body, with all the pain and warmth that entails. Now is the moment to choose. Okay, we have another ending. One ending would be to dissolve in a network of minds. Okay. I mean, we will do it. I mean, we will do, as always, both of the choices. You reach down and pinch the thread. The finality of this moment descends on you. Break it. You pluck the thread like a string. It snaps. Nothing changes. You stand at a point of stillness. No, you don't stand. You have no legs, no body. You are a point of stillness. A point in the flow. Your mind fizzles. A dozen new shoots break through the soil. They entwine with you, embrace you. Some part of you decay, while something else feeds from that decay. The spores of your new thought floats away in shifting clouds and settles in new soil. Then you see gardener out there, still planting, and they stop, like an old man resting on the fields, and they turn to face you. And join the chorus, and together you sing the song of growing things. There you go. That was very interesting. A very, I mean, transhuman ending where we completely shed our humanity. Um, but I guess we can continue. Follow the thread. I struck the thread, crossed the whirling dark back to your body. This choice you realize will not be present again. Yeah, follow it. You don't look back at the gardener, you don't dare risk it. Instead, you follow the thread delicately, carefully, like a diver following their lifeline back to the surface. The river swirls around you. Why doesn't pull? It isn't jealous. Neither does it understand. It is, after all, just a river. It isn't a person, a flesh and blood person, with wants, with desires, with a capacity for love and hate. It doesn't understand you, and you don't understand it. You don't focus on it, you don't think about it, on what feels like such a long journey back through the dark. You set your mind on ice instead, on hands, things you can focus on, hold on to. And then, after an age of crossing, you are there, settling back in the chair, into a body in a chair. The overwhelming sensations that come with being a living thing, with a rich and detailed sensorium. For a moment you feel like you have made a terrible mistake. Who would choose this weight, this anxiety, this deep well and the center of existence? But then you feel it, Rico's hand, gripped hard around yours, trembling a little, sweating a little. Rico's hand, with its brittle bones and crumpled skin, Rico's hand. And in that moment you understand why you made this choice, and you squeeze Rico's hand, and you wake up. Okay, this was the exact opposite. You want to maintain your humanity. That was very interesting. Maybe the most interesting ending of them all, for now. I mean, the others were all escape away. But yeah. Sleeper. Rico's voice comes wavering through the dark. Are you still with me? You sit up, the lab, a bright green glare that fades as you gather yourself. I'm here. Rico smiles. Good. She squeezes your hand. I thought you had left me for a moment. What? She pauses. Who? She smiles. Tell me about it. Tell me everything. I'll tell her the truth. You tell Rico everything. You tell her about the gardener, that strange farm administrator AI that has grown to be much more. About the chorus, that impossible configuration of network plans, and finally, about the choice the gardener offered you. She listens attentively, but the responses are hard to read, and you wonder if she might have made a different decision had she been in your place. Thank you, Sleeper, for telling me. I know it isn't easy to say such things. People often do not wish to hear strange truths. She looks away. And thank you for returning to me. Though I know you had your own reasons. She squeezes your hand reassuringly. Something passes between you then, a kind of shared sadness for the impossible choice. Choice to escape your body, or to stay and suffer it. Her smile is warm and generous. And whatever the wisdom of your choice, you are glad to feel welcome in this moment, in this place. Then suddenly, she stands and walks a little away, as if trying to escape an unpleasant thought. You worry that she knows all too well what it takes to make a choice like you did. Rico sighs. So, Sleeper, do you plan to stay in the commune with us? I have other things to do. Rico raised an eyebrow. I'll be careful at last. At least, we'll be miss you here, she pauses. I will miss you. He crosses back over to you and takes one of your hands in both of hers. Just make sure to think of us here. Ivan needs new blood if it wants to survive, and he squeezes. You're a good friend. Look after yourself. A new Sleeper. Well, don't let me keep you. He goes away and limps back to her terminal. As she does, you notice the crown in her hand, and she places it on the bench with great care. You can't help but feel a little curious about what she intends to do with it. Then you are out, right in the air of the greenway, fresh as spring morning. The dappled light makes a patchwork of the green landscape, and you walk into it, sensing the movement of the gardener's chorus all around. And you're glad to be here, in this strange and beautiful place, a little longer. Very good. Why do I have 3 upgrade points? Eh? Why do I have 3? Okay. Alright, I mean, I guess... It's hard to kill, I guess. I mean, I have a bunch of money. This is engage, so this will be risky. I don't know. I don't really want to optimize anything, so maybe let's try and throw a tree here. Okay. Yeah, but I don't want to risk anything. There's some flux node here that I can grab maybe. Or simply to see if they reset over time. No. Yep. Yeah, I will waste these 2 dice because I have enough money. I don't really need to do the hacking jobs. Wait, what is here? Ah, yeah, I can make stabilizers. Okay. That makes sense. Okay. Then I guess I can repair myself. Yeah, I guess let's throw... Oh, no, that's okay. Okay. Alright. Yeah. Now we can concentrate on the stuff. I guess we can continue peak stuff. But first... Oh, this is... weird eye combination. There's a loose crowd around the supplies you have unloaded, and then smooth breathing among them. You sit nearby, on the edge of the shuttle's docking tunnel, resting. Further away, crews from Ember's song continue their lives as usual, coming and going, trading, discussing. There's a quiet efficiency to the hub, set up as a common space for the swarm of small ships from Ember's song that are part of flotilla. Unlike Heart of or Step, there is no one captain ship from this moon's refugees, just a mass of individuals traveling in concert. With all heart, we didn't want their scraps. A jeering voice comes out from a small crowd nearby. Oh, Peter. You turn to see a gaunt, pale man, wearing the industrial work gear you have seen many of the song refugees wearing. You hear me? The supplies are to help. He smirks. Oh, how noble of you, coming out here to help us singers. There's a rumble of eager around the crowd. Anger, no, not eager, anger. We agree to join the flotilla for joint protection. We don't agree to Ember's heart using the flotilla to secure their control of the moons. You realize Peter is addressing the crowd as much as he is addressing you. With the cordon down, our crews are more than able to acquire what is needed from the Eye, what is owed as restitution for keeping us restrained. He puts one of the crates you unloaded. What we need, we will take. All wants to cooperate. So is a farmer. Even the people of Song know that he was simply the sole survivor of Heart's leadership. The authority means nothing. Peter looks around at the crowd. Hart thinks they can buy us, but we remember the past. A rumble of agreement runs through the crowd. He smiles at them. Take the supplies, if you wish, of course. We are not wasteful. Peter approaches you directly. The crowd tentatively moves forward, and by the time he reaches you, they are already dragging away crates and distributing the contents. I'm not one of shooting the messenger, Sleeper. This Peter as he approaches. But we cannot concede too hard here, not for a moment. I don't understand. I can see that. Peter sits beside you on the docking tunnel slip. What was your plan, Sleeper? Unload the supplies and wait for someone to start throwing them back at you? He nods at the crowd, rattling around the crates, because that's what was about to happen. So I should thank you. Peter bows a little. My pleasure. What do you think happens to the crew of this shuttle? What do you think happened to the crew of the shuttle? He shakes his head. They were chased out of this place. What is happening here? We're maintaining our independence, he smiles. Do you know anything about Ember's moons, Sleeper? Or are you planning to wander into this flotilla totally blind, an objective of an outsider offering help? He rolls his eyes. Educate me then, he smiles. It would be my pleasure. I'm going to assume you know the basics. The gas giant Ember has 7 moons. The 3 biggest are Ember, Step, Song, and Heart. He winks. We can cover the 3 sisters next session. Step was the first to be settled, a contract old Solheim gave to the terraformers' Cybel systems when they first claimed the Helion system. That's way back then, back when. Step was a testing ground. Unlike most testing grounds, it didn't turn out too well. A partial atmosphere slowly slugging off each orbit, a dysfunctional ecosystem and a whole load of dust cloud settlers. The place is a miserable desert, long past its best before date. So Cybele moved to Heart, where they redoubled their efforts. The subsurface ocean and some balmy tidal heating helped, allowing them to build a real atmosphere, a real habitable world. A fact that a typical Heart colonist won't even let you forget. How did Cybele achieve such a thing, you might wonder? Well, that's where we come in. It's that same old rule of surrogacy, the one humanity built our universe around. Peter claps a hand to his chest in mock pride. My moon, Ember's Song, is a sulfur-soaked rock covered in volcanoes, steadily heated by its inner orbit to sweltering temperatures. Exactly the kind of crucible you need to fuel a terraforming project. Energy, industry, fuel. Song provided the raw materials for Heart, Peter grimaces. Willingly or not. And a crucible requires people to run it, as singers, born into a flaming pit and asked to stoke it so others might live in a paradise in the making. That's what we had to endure, until Solheim brought everything down. Peter rattles off the speech from memory. You wonder how many times he had delivered it. No Solheim, no contract, no Cybele. And no Cybele means 3 moons suddenly independent. Peter shakes his head. It was a war, Sleeper, sometimes hot, sometimes cold, and unsurprisingly hard, and Step came out of it better than us. Yet, Peter holds up a head. They need us, Sleeper, always have, and so we are the linchpin. We are the center around which the moons orbit, not swirling Ember. We resisted takeovers, sieges and expansions, and now we resist this. Half of the people on these ships think the flux was caused by Heart, intentionally or otherwise, and I have to say, some cycles I agree. So before you come here to hand out supplies like a good soldier, maybe educate yourself. But you're abandoned some. Peter bristles. I want you to imagine what it is like to try to live on an airless volcanic rock when every system that sustains you starts shutting down. Spits and wipes a sleeve across his mouth. We abandoned nothing. Some stayed, all is left. But we will reclaim Ember as soon as the flux fades or ends. We have weathered wars. The flotilla should be united. I've been listening. Their voices raises immediately. You don't want to be united, Sleeper. Being united with Heart means living under them. I won't keep you from the docking access, Sleeper. No one here has the authority for that. But watch yourself here. Try to remember what the eye is just another. The eye is just another in the long list of people who have tried to control us. I understand. Better nods. Then let it guide your actions. Peter sighs. Look, we are many, and we have many needs. Ships come to this docking access for repairs, for acquisitions, for friendship. We can provide these as well as any singer. If you want to help in your own name, Sleeper, not in that of Heart. Peter shakes his head. Hear that name here and you will lose our trust. Be as we are, act in your own name alone. Peter puts a hand on your shoulder and stands. I hope I didn't just waste my time here, Sleeper. And with that he walks away to the shrinking crowd that is distributing the last of the supplies amongst the crews present. Watch them pass the food and water between them. No signs of conflict between the crews, just a cheerful distribution of resources. Bill chats with a few crews, each of them casting looks in your direction. Ones that reveal little about the singer's intentions. You stand. It seems the tensions on the flotilla run much deeper than you expected. This won't be easy. Yeah. I don't know. Geopolitical is a bit... Oh no, we need a ship mine. Man, I mean I can buy one. I guess I can buy one. And spores, Jesus Christ. I mean, let's talk. Ever had a heard of can channels, Sleeper? Because as soon as you enter the bay, as you were in the middle of a conversation. Their heavy circles are under their eyes, and you aren't sure if they've moved since you last visited. The console they are working at seems to have grown too, shadowing their slight frame in a wealth of screens and wires. You mean for transit? Yes, exactly. Peake turns to face you. Keomani's active negation, the name of the effect used to transport trillions of tons of materials from the surrogate systems to the core. You might have heard it from your physics classes. At XPR, they hammered the principles into us as kids. KAN, it recites the definition as in the classroom. A process of collapsing spatial causality along the Euclidean distance between 2 points by negating mass simultaneously at both ends of a geodesic curve. Essentially, KAN channels allow for the near instantaneous transport of raw materials between systems. They require huge volumes of energy, of course. In decades of construction, once a KAN channel is established, it opens up a system for infinite exploitation. The backbone of surrogacy is what XPR called them. Peake shakes their head. They might not be able to send anything more complex than a rock through them. Complex machines and people are, shall we say, reconfigured by the process, but for raw molecular pure materials, Peake flicks a hand. Whoosh. Interesting. So this is some kind of, I don't know, wormhole, very raw wormhole technology. Where's this going? Has this to do with the flux? Peake pauses. What I was trying to find out was whether the Halion system, this system, even had a KAN channel. KAN channels are vastly expensive to build, to run. Not every surrogate system has one. Many use fraction-derived ships to transport their materials to the nearest hub. At Solheim, Peake Mars. Solheim spared no expense when they established the system. There's a KAN channel? Yep. Peake's eyes light up. They shut it down before the collapse. They couldn't run the sender-receiver station anymore, while it was there. It still is, as far as I can tell, closely orbiting our star. In fact, Peake grins they've been building to this. I'm sure it's still there, because one of the issues with KAN channels are the massive waves of exotic energy they can produce when cycling up. Flux. Exactly. Peake's face suddenly drops. Someone is starting up the channel. Who? Peake sucks in a breath. That, I don't know. They start counting off information on their fingers. They'd need a lot of resources to do it. And they'd need to have people from the core systems. There's no real large-scale extraction in the Halion system anymore. So why would you go to the trouble? Maybe it's Solheim? Peake shakes their head. The company went under decades ago, Sleeper. We might not get much cool news out here, but it seems unlikely. They pause. What have I also been thinking? Peake rubs their red eyes. The flux, the wave the KAN effect produces. The side effect of a problematic one. Well, it isn't a destructive force. If it was, the core systems would have never been able to use it. So then why are the colonies collapsing because of it? Why is it chewing through systems? The kind of industrial systems set up to function within the range of a once active KAN channel? Peake is getting frustrated. The moons of Ember have been terraforming since the collapse. They could have had to deal with the flux, yet everything we have heard from the refugees says it brought down every system they had. Big for squad, thinking it all through. Your mind drifts to thinking of the KN channels, those vast causal highways that prop up the core systems under endless appetite for resources. The system has been quiet for decades. Trondheim collapsed. Most corporations gave up their claims, and apart from the Celis ships that came to begin work on the sidereal horizon, no one from the core has come here in all that time. You shiver as we mention the tension of the core, the systems of logic and exploitation that created your suffering, turning toward the helium system. A floodlight turned to this dark corner. A shrill bleep catches both of your attention. A peak rushes to a screen, one showing a crude map of the station. On it, individual markers begin to flare up with insistent chirps. Peak looks puzzled for a moment, and then their face drops. No. They lean in close. This doesn't make any sense. What's happening? The flux nodes are appearing elsewhere on the station. Peak posts at their hair. I set the system to alert me to other flux nodes near the epicenter of the flux event, but these are everywhere. The hub, the low end, the shipyard. How can this happen? The only reason we saw flux nodes here is because it is the most run-down part of the station. They're barely shielded. What others appearing so far after the event? Big turns to you. You're going to need to get me the data from these nodes, and quickly. I'll keep looking at what I have here, but I need to know why they are popping up everywhere. Right now? Right now. You can talk more about KN channels and systems history when you're back, but this needs our attention right now. Vic turns quickly back to the monitor, eyes showing screens of code spewing from the newly fluxed nodes. You leave quickly, but start to shake the image of the spotlight from your mind. You feel watched as you cross back into the pilgrim seat on your way to a shuttle bay. You hurry onward, eager to outrun the fear. Okay. We need 3 of them. I guess we already got 2 in advance. Are there some here? No, I guess not. Well, I mean, we know where to use our 6 then. We got already 2 of them. Wait, there are only 2. What? I'm stupid. It's probably up here. Yeah, I'm stupid. I'm stupid. I could have gotten that far earlier. There you go. There you go. Okay. I can buy the shipment. I think that's what I will do, because I mean... this thing is still... Oh wait, the question is, can I buy... Very good. Oh, and spores too. I think I can get everything I need. Yeah. I don't even need... Very, very good. Yeah, let's give the stuff here first. Okay, 1 shipment. And 3 spores. Okay. As you cross the axis, looking for a shuttle to take you back to the ruined cordon, you spot Peter, standing at the edge of the central hub. Something about the way he is leaning against the rail, looking down across the axis, and towards the blinking lights of the flotilla beyond makes you pause. He's completely still, his head dropping low and his shoulders hunched high. Approach him. You lean on the railing a little away from Peter, leaving a gap between you. This close you can see the black stare in his eyes, the way his hands hang limply in front of him. He takes a minute to notice you. Sleeper, he nails her sharply. Still hanging around? Are you okay? Peter pauses. Not really, no. Peter closes his eyes. You can feel his mind whirling, the thoughts refusing to be still. You know, Sleeper, he says without opening his eyes. No one asked you to come here. Clenches his jaw. So why don't you just get lost? He looks directly at you. Is that a challenge? Shut up. Peter stands back from the railing. Who invited you, Sleeper? Who said you could come here? You think because the Harters decided to name you their errand boy, we have to put up with you? We don't want you here. We don't need you. His eyes burn with rage. Go home, you stupid machine. The second after he shouts that final line, he collapses in on himself, sitting upright, with all the energy going out of his body. He slumps back against the railing, his eyes close once more. You wait. After a while he speaks. I'm tired, Sleeper. Tired of everything. I'm tired of the empty paternalism of heart. I'm tired of the paranoid whining of the crews. I'm tired of the endless cycles that look the same, smell the same, feel the same. I'm tired of running, fighting, of fixing every shitting thing that breaks out here. The shout echoes a little in the hub, but few stop to look. Looks down at his feet. I get it. Peter nods. I'm sorry, Sleeper, he says. Something is, I don't feel okay. Just tired, I think. Really tired. He stands. I'm going to go. He looks at you and sniffs. Get some sleep. Good. Peter nods slowly, turning away. He raises a hand and drifts away towards the center of the hub. You turn back to the railing, not wanting to watch him go. Seeing him like this, you prefer not to stare. The traffic of the axis rumbles on you as you watch under an endlessly shining sun. The same air recycled through all of these lungs. The same dust gathering speck by speck on the windows. You take a short breath, stand straight, and get moving before the inertia of it all gets to you too. Okay. Oh, yeah. We can do more stuff, which I guess we will do during the next cycle. Now we can give the stuff to Peake. Watch as Peake works on the flux data. The nodes unfolding like flowers now, giving in Peake's increasing sophisticated decoding protocols. Seeing data like this as an image on a screen is an almost unrecognizable representation to you. It's nothing like swimming among nodes and threads. Despite this, Peake has proven themselves to be more than able to handle these complex data structures, even through this limited representational paradigm. The Vader hisses, interrupting your flow of thoughts. You turn to see Ashe entering. Ashe. She looks up and meets your eye, but doesn't respond. Ashe sucks into the bay, headed down. She looks tired and not in the mood to talk. How's the weapon hunt? Peake asks, without turning from the screen. Slow, unsuccessful, tedious. Ashe slams back down on a crate and hops up to sit on it. Still unpicking balls of yarn. With the Sleeper's help, Peake smiles. They brought me some good stuff this cycle. Maybe they could help you find the weapons you were smuggling. It's clear that Ashe doesn't appreciate Peake's tone. Stay silent. Peake calls up a hard hand. Shh. They lean in towards the screen. Son of a... What? They hid it in the wake of the wave. Peake is whispering to themselves. It's alive. They lean back into the chair. Ashe crosses over to look at the screen. Alive? Well, it's growing, it's processing, it's quietly working away in the dark. Look! You cross over to the screen and stand beside Ashe. In it you can see that Peake has all 4 nodes decoded, and the patterns of shadows from inside them sit on the screen like dark stains. You notice it, the movement, the thin threads cross from one stain to another, As you watch, you notice that the movement only even happen in your peripheral vision, as this thing, this shadow, knows it is being watched. This is how the other flux node appeared. He rubs their eyes. They weren't fluxed by the wave, they were corrupted after the fact. This thing, this shadow that entered in the wake of the wave, corrupted them. It made the corruption look like the result of the flux. It is a sleight of hand. He groups a hand through the air. The flux wave is so massive, so complex that it opens up the systems to be attacked. As it reconfigures exposed systems, the shadow is broadcast implanted inside. The wave from the KN channel is a brute force way of hitting every system in Halion. What systems are vulnerable? Vic looks pale, their eyes reflect the screens. Flux isn't what is attacking the systems. It is the siege weapon, Trojan horse. Then this thing takes over. Vic sits back in their chair. It's already on the eye. Wait. She rubs her forehead. You are telling me that there's a KN channel in the system? Shit, Vic isn't listening. This is bad. You have to take this to someone. Vic looks desperately at you. Then? With advice, Ashish cuts in. Heaven Age haven't exactly made good decisions lately. The station administrators Asha. Vic is desperate. They need to know. The argument rages between them. As you watch them shouting, you feel sick. That's why they stop, running out of things to say. Unsettling silence descends on the bay. I need more time, Vic says quietly. I need to look at solutions, try to build a case, collate evidence. We mess this up. They look down at their hands. She goes to speak, and then thinks better of it. Towards Sleeper, Peake meets her eye. Don't tell anyone until they are ready. This time, with tension among the refugees, Sol won't be ready to hear this, and the land and Heaven Age are still mired in some kind of crisis. We tell Heaven Age they are likely to react badly. Okay. And if we tell Sol adopt, they will take it well either. If you calm down the situation in the flotilla, then we can choose. Are you too twisted up in this peak? You are too twisted up in this peak, she says quietly. This is not our place. We don't own. Stop, Asha. Peake slumps in their chair. Stop. You leave them like that, exhausted and troubled, and head back out into the pilgrim's seat. When you close your eyes, you think of those shadows, movement at the edge of your vision, something dark growing in the station like a parasite. You feel sick, your vision blurs. What comes next? Stop in a corridor and take a breath, putting a head on a rumbling metal wall. For now, the eye keeps spinning. For now. Oh. Okay. Alright. That's interesting. Can I eat here? But not for money. Is this bullshit? No, okay. Oh wait, I can take something to eat. Yeah. Okay, so they. Okay, but that's really inefficient. But that's alright. So yeah, they use the flux to then implant an AI that corrupts. That's interesting. I could have used yeah, let's use this. I really hope I will not need it. But probably I will. Okay. We can do this. I could increase. Ah, no, I cannot increase any stat. Okay. This gives me more, so let's do this. Oh, but it takes forever. Great. I mean, at least with this. Alright. I don't have anything else to do. I can throw another one of these. Should be, yeah. Okay. Of course, now that we spend a lot of money, we would need it. But I don't really want. I mean, we can do this. This will recharge our energy at the cost of a dice, which, I mean, it's really useful. Okay. Suck. Suck. And let's risk it. Let's risk it again. Okay, great. Sleeper, very close to you as you cross the axis. He's standing by the same railing as you saw him at last time, and he beckons you over. I've been hearing things. Gives you a sidelong look. Good things? Peter smiles. Mostly. He rubs his hands together nervously. Wait for him to speak. You know, on song, I was a teacher. He glances at you, anticipating a response. Really? Peter sighs. Don't sound so surprised. Mechanical engineering is an essential subject on a moon where a single mechanical failure could mean the deaths of hundreds. He looks at the ground. The heat, the atmosphere, the radiation, all of it is hostile to us. My students knew this. Their work, their training was respected, as long as they were careful and respected song themselves. They could have their chore of colony placements. They were always in demand. That means I was respected, surrounded by friends and colleagues, always able to call in favors and repay them like for like. He frowns. Some colonies are small, close-knit. We look after our own. The flux events started hitting. Colonies went dark overnight. No one knew what those kinds of failures meant. Like always, we lost more people than any of the other moons. He balls his hands into tight fists. Not a single one of my students left song. Our future was cut off, just like that. My future. Flexes his hands. What am I out here? What use am I? Song is a fading memory, and the systems we built there are useless outside its orbit. How am I supposed to move on from here? He looks at you, eyes steadily grey and glinting. Find someone to teach. Peter pauses, thinking. Don't give up, do you, Sleeper? Just keep going. Peter shakes his head. Remind me of a student of mine, one who handled the program from one of the smaller colonies. They didn't have the advantages of some of the others, but they were stubborn as hell. By the end of the program, they were the most skilled of their peers. They didn't get the best assignment, maybe because they didn't spend much time making the kind of connections that would help you get there. But that didn't matter, because I knew they would make the best of anything they set themselves to do. Peter is smiling now, buoyed up a little by memory. Thinkers are stubborn, Sleeper. We aren't going to change easily. Won't forgive easily, or take help easily. But we'll hold strong. You can count on us for that. Bill stands from the railing. When you see Sol again, you can tell him that. You can tell him how the crews of Ember's song operate. Tell him we will resist. If that means resisting Heart's imperialist ambitions, so be it. If it means resisting the flux, so be it. And if it means to, as you have, help others resist those same pressures, so be it. Peter smiles. And then tell him to leave us alone. He turns his step lighter and is off towards the center of the Axis hub. Okay. Yeah, in the end, I don't know if we will complete everything. When you arrive at the bridge of the Pilgrim's Seed, Sol is waiting for him. You would believe the messages that have come through in the past few cycles, Sleeper. He smiles. The ship from Step has been a goodwill gesture. All cache of supplies from their own farms. He smiles. I'm not sure how well to use them. The gesture is a welcome one. Song, meanwhile, are apparently accepting supplies again. although a little recently, if I may say so. And reticently, sorry. So smells. I don't expect them to change anytime soon, it should be said. And what I'm wondering, Sleeper, is what part you had in all of this. So I you, waiting for an answer. I have to record. I come to expect that of you, Sleeper. He smiles. You look at Sol. He's as bright and eager, and wonder what he sees in you. Are you a tool to be used or an ally? It can be hard to tell. I want to show you something. Sol squeezes your shoulder, pulling you to face the lift. He leads you along the axis of the ship towards the engines. The clanking of his suit, accompanied by the constant hammering and reeling, fills the echoey bulkheads of the pilgrim seat at all hours. With the cordon lifted and shuttles able to go out to salvage scrap and barter for supplies, the ship has become a place of transformation, moving towards some state yet to be revealed to you. You look at Sol. What is his plan here? What is he preparing the premium seat for? Are his sharp eyes simply focused on making through the next cycle? Suddenly Sol stops in front of a huge bulkhead door, like the seal of the front of a dry dock hangar. It signals to someone in a cabin high up, attached to a wall, and they begin the process of opening it up. The brilliant seat was built as a short-range freight carrier, you know. Ember warning lights on the bulkhead door, spinning shadows across Sol's face. We built it to ship the entire harvest from thousands of farms to the silos at Pasaro. We realized we'd need to leave. It was the biggest ship we could master. So ramps up on the metal plate. Somehow we carried us all the way out here. She's carried us all the way here. You led the evacuation? Me? He laughs. Not even close. I was a farmer. Had a whole load of land and people to run it. My people helped convert this place for the long trip. He looks at his feet. Out their sled, organized the evacuation, and debated the plan. What happened? None of those folks made it, so rubs his forehead. We were out in the black a long time before we got here, Sleeper. Things happened. The upshoot is I was chosen to take over. I guess my crew trusted me. I knew the ship. I argued, reminded them I'm no leader, that I'm sick, but well, when service chooses you. Loud klaxon sounds, indicating the bulkhead doors are ready to open. They groan as they slide back, the metal squeals echoing through the vast ship, bunching off its hard blade wars. First, all you see is darkness, then the lights go on, in strips that stretch back and back as far as you can see. The spire in front of you, a vast bay, bigger than any you have ever seen, is empty. When we left hard, we didn't have the time of resources to convert the entire ship. Thor begins leading you into this massive space. Too much of the freighter space we sealed away, shut down. But now we have time, we have resources. We stabilized here, at least for the moment. So I'll turn to you. Now is the time we make use of all this. What are you planning? What do you think happens next for the eye, Sleeper? So sighs. The flux has already hit one part of the station, and from what I know, it will hit again. On hard, we lost everything. There isn't much time, Sleeper, but there is enough time to do something. Think of the number of people we can fit on here, the farming stacks, the housing hell. We can plant some of those mushrooms you love so much. This is the way forward, the only way. We need to fill this ship with able bodies and head for the starboard belt. I thought the eye was your destination. It was, until the flux hit here. Now it's just another stop. I'm glad of the chance to resupply and salvage, but we need to go further on out. I want you to help me. You know the eye. You have connections, and you can work hard. I've seen it. From Meteor eye. I know you are like me, Sleeper. You didn't choose service, but I chose you. Can this work? It has to, Sleeper. There is nothing else. And it's a lot to think about, Sleeper. Trust me. Sol begins to lead you back out of the bay. But think of what we can do here. Flotilla can't last forever. We need more than just farmers to make this work. We need to build a new world for ourselves. I've that out there in the belt there are people who've been setting up since the collapse, making something of their own. That's our future, tucked away in those rocks, far from all of this. Sol sighs. I didn't bring my people here just to let them die somewhere new. Door crosses back over the threshold of the bay and signals for the operator to close it up. The door glows and Sol waits for it to stop. Think about it, Sleeper. Sol claps an arm on your back, but don't wait too long. This is happening soon. And leaves you there in the silence of this vast bay, yet spinning with the thought of leaving the eye. Okay, another ending there. The second part of Flotilla story is complete. Episode Purge, the final episode will begin when the clock below is complete. Good luck. Okay, I guess we completed this. Then we don't have anything else to do. We have to wait 2 cycles. Okay. We have 3 points now again, right? Yeah. I will then choose what is more fitting to upgrade when the time comes. Okay, I guess this was not the final episode. But it will surely be next time. Okay. I guess I will use my dice to get money. I mean, I don't really know what awaits me next time. Since we have a bit of time, let's do it now. Of course, I can do this to maximize my energy. I have to remember where you can make the most money. Probably not there. I guess up here. Yeah, Bliss's Bay should give you the biggest amount of money. And gave me scrap, which is really good. I mean, I guess we can... hack something for all. This gives me random items. Yeah, okay. No. Yeah, so at least I'm getting back the money I spent, a bit money I spent for the ship mind unit. I mean, it's still, it was a lot, it was 240, so of course I don't think I will ever recover that money, but a bit, yes. Well, then this was the end of this. I underestimated the amount of time these things look, but I mean, if I have to read everything every time, of course it takes longer. If you play it on your own and only, I mean, read it without reading it out loud, to read way faster and go through everything way faster. So yeah, okay, these ones are back. Yeah, but I don't. I mean, I can buy some. I mean, I was talking as if I was poor. I mean, I still have around 600 Creo, which is a lot. If you compare to the start of the playthrough. So yeah, that's all. I hope you yeah, as I said, I hope you like this, and next time will surely be the last episode. So see you there. Bye bye.